Draft Champions in NHL 2020, just in case you guys thought it was NHL 1920. Draft Champions, often a neglected game mode. We're going to be looking at the rewards and see if they are worthwhile this year. First of all, one of the main reasons to do Draft Champions is for the milestone. You have to win 30 games of it, and you get an icon collectible, in addition to about 6,000 coins and 2 loan cards, one of which is a Ron Hextall and one a Charlie Conacher. Conacher is the 87 overall, and Hextall the 85 overall. After that, the game mode itself. I know the reward that you guys are most interested in is what happens if I go through all of the effort to draft my team, like spamming the A for the next 5 minutes, and then forfeit a draft. That's the biggest reward because, hey, you don't even have to play a game and you get rewarded with something. So that's why I'm fast forwarding through this whole draft here, and we're going to see just what we get out of it. To EA, it's considered a secret reward. To us, we might view it as a glitch. So hold on to your chin straps because we're about to find out what it is. Oh my god, things are getting so tense. My heart is racing. I don't know if I want to show it to you guys. It's unbelievable. I thought about cutting out this footage because I didn't want to get banned. And here it comes. You get nothing. You guys get nothing. I don't know why you thought you were going to get anything for not even playing a game. Now, what about if you start a game and you lose? Or in my case, you rage quit a few seconds into the game. Not going to lie, I was a little bit surprised, but you actually get a bronze player out of it. He is untradeable, but I guess it's something for your troubles. And you get this nice pack animation for something that's absolutely worthless inside. If you win a game and then you lose, you get 2 silver players. And here's the pack opening for proof. Still, nothing to be excited about. 2 wins and a loss gets you 4 silver players. I lost the footage. It's not that there's no proof, I just don't have it. Another one you kind of have to bear with me on. This is 3 wins and a loss. I blame EA for this one because it wasn't loading properly. You see down here, that's my 3rd game, and then I lost. Going into my unopened packs, you'll find that I got a base pack, the one for 5,000 coins. I'm guaranteed at least a gold player, and it's also tradable. So it's different from previous years. Well, I didn't get anything special. I'll tell you why this is special after I go over the 4th reward. Then the last one, if you win all 4 games of your Draft Champions career, this is how my 4th game turned out. EA said goalies control rebounds better. I think not. Just, not the rebounds that you expect. Going back in, we can see that I got a premium pack, the 7.5k coins pack with 2 gold players, and that is gonna be your rewards. It's the same rewards whether you play against the CPU or online. If you make your opponent rage quit really quickly, you may be able to rack up these packs and open them fairly often. As you see here, the 2 packs in the store, they're not anything different, anything specific to Draft Champions. From here, I want to show off a game that I played of Draft Champions because I know you guys are itching for gameplay footage. And I want to go over my thoughts on Draft Champions, those packs, and, well, what they could do to improve Draft Champions. This game in particular, this guy thought he was being cool by being up 2-0, I think by the end of the 1st period. But I grabbed his sunglasses, threw him to the ground, and stomped on him. So, enjoy the game. As for my thoughts, like I said at the beginning of the video, Draft Champions is a pretty neglected game mode. It's hard to find games any time of year. I'm not even talking about EA Access and how I had to sit for an hour for someone else to draft a team that I could play against. I don't know, just not a whole lot of people play it. Last year and the year before that, NHL 18 and NHL 19 Draft Champions, the rewards, they kind of sucked. NHL 18 had better rewards. I think maybe, was it halfway through the year when they had people like Nicholas Grossman? They had multiple synergies. They included BU. I remember you could have the Draft Champions goalie as a backup. That was pretty decent. they were usable. Last year, I don't think anyone ever cared about those rewards. Day one, when you opened up your loyalty packs, you built your team, got some coins and bought people off the auction house, those Draft Champions rewards were already useless. And another thing you can do is you can trade in those collectibles for coins. Yay! Except if you did anything else, any other kind of games in Hockey Ultimate Team, it was going to give you more coins than that. Maybe eventually after you play 100 Draft Champions games, you can get enough coins to buy yourself a pack. Damn redirects. This year, they've done away with those collectibles and just straight up give you a reward based on how many wins you've achieved. The bronze and silver players, okay, those rewards aren't so great. Just throw them into the grinder and re-roll them, upgrade them, whatever the case may be, using those sets. But the packs, the 5K, 7.5K packs, the essential packs as they call it, those are actually pretty decent. Now, the rewards most of the time will probably not be, but the idea here is that no matter what time of year that you play Draft Champions, you have a chance to get a decent reward. Like when you're starting out, the first month of the year, you know, any of those base cards over like 83, 84 overall, that's a great reward. After that, you have the special edition cards that maybe toward the end of the year you can get Team of the Year cards out of playing Draft Champions. So that's what I do like. It's dynamic. But there's not much of a grind after you get the 30 wins because you don't have to play this. I guess you'll just be playing it whenever you feel like it. There's no end until you just get bored of Draft Champions. And for a lot of people, that's what happens. These drafts are pretty much always the same. I think unless they had any kind of events, they added maybe one new draft. Like, I think we had like a spooky draft or like a Christmas draft or free agency draft, all-star draft, that kind of stuff. That's the only time we really had different themes of the different type of players that you can have in that game mode. Maybe it's a balancing issue, I don't know, but I feel like there needs to be way more themes in Draft Champions. We're using the same ones from last year, and I was doing the speedster theme pretty much every time for all my drafts because I really like fast players, and I got a player like Shea Weber and Brent Seabrook, and I'm thinking, oh, this doesn't even fit the theme. Why am I getting these players? If it's a balancing issue, then you could always have like less rounds, but filled with more quality players. So let's say there's like a Legends draft, and you get to choose 3 Legends to add to your team. Maybe that's too little. 4 Legends? 5 Legends? Let's say 5 Legends to add to your team, but everyone else is just your base cards. So you're really front-loading your team and relying on those really high overall cards. A different kind of thought could be every time you win, you get to take a player from your opponent's team. I was about to say theme, from your opponent's theme. Maybe that could work too. This is a casual game mode after all. We're not playing for money. There's no leaderboards, nothing really that you're playing for. You're not going to start booting people off of their internet just for these Draft Champions rewards. I hope not anyway. But it could be something that just makes the game mode more interesting. Draft Champions should also allow you to play against your friends. Maybe have players pick from the same pool so that it's more interactive. Like you get a pool of maybe 6 players, and then one person goes, picks a player, then the other person goes and picks a player, and then they switch next round. I guess I'm just kind of shocked that Draft Champions really hasn't gone anywhere since they introduced it a few years ago. God damn, that was a beautiful pass. My brother and his friend, they do their own Draft Champions, but they actually just go into like create a team and just start moving players around just so that they can use their own team, fill the players that they put on it. I swear this isn't a personal request, but it'll be nice to make their lives easier, you know? But yeah, you have the pool 6 players. Alternatively, just give access to everyone available. They can create their own themes. Maybe they only want to choose people from the AHL. Maybe they want to choose people under a certain height. I don't know. That's another thing too. Maybe with those custom themes, just add some kind of filters so that's how, EA can have you do a custom theme without putting in any work of actually picking and choosing players. Damn, that's a great idea. I just thought of it on the spot. The point is, there are a lot of possibilities. Right now, Draft Champions is actually a great place to look to see future cards that are coming out, because maybe like a few hours before an event occurs and we find out like Team of the Year cards, people have gone into Draft Champions and discovered who those people will be because they can draft them onto their team. While that may be unintentional, I feel like if EA announced something like that and set it in advance, it would get more people to play Draft Champions, because then they could see, oh, this is what we will expect next week. You got these players, maybe +5 overall to their stats. Interesting stuff. Another thing you can do might be borderline gambling, but you can have a buy-in. Players can maybe put in 5K, and after 4 games, they can come out with 20K. I don't know if we would do 1K, because then you come out with 4K, and the pack that you get, the free pack here, is 7.5K, so that just doesn't make sense. But yeah, it gives people a reason to play, and it will make them actually try. Not saying that any of my opponents didn't try, because I think I made them all rage quit, but maybe it would make them want to stay and try to mount the comeback. Another option would be maybe you open up like 10 of those 7.5K packs and you have to draft your team based on those players. So the only bad thing about that is you'll never really have a good team unless they start to play around with like 3 100K packs or something. I don't know. Maybe Draft Champions could be the 3v3 game mode, but that's not EA Sports Hockey League 3v3. But using any of those ideas before, except now it's less players. So you're not taking forever drafting your team. It's not filled with those silver players that nobody cares about, that are really bad. It would make it stand out. It would give people a reason to play it. Because 3v3 online, 3v3 eSports Hockey League, that is really intense. It's high pace, lots of space. Just like that guy gave me when I made those passes. Lots of space in that passing lane. So that's how I feel like we can improve Draft Champions, by adding more to it, in terms of making it a bigger game mode than it is. There's still a lot that could also be improved on in its current layout. For example, when you're selecting cards, you can't see their advanced stats, so you really have to know the cards that you're drafting. You may get a group of 4 centermen, but you won't know how good they are on the dot without seeing their stats or just playing another game mode. Then, when you're drafting cards, let's say you get 5 centers that are just really good, better than all of the other cards in a row. Well, you can only take 4 of them, because the 5th one means you're going to have to get rid of one of those cards, whichever one was the lowest overall. Why not just push one of the wingers out, one of those silver cards that nobody cares about? The rounds, they're also pretty uneven. I mean, unless you're kind of judging based on how much you like the card, there are a lot of rounds where you're going to get like an 83, an 85 overall, another 85 overall, and then like a 90 overall. It's a no-brainer to choose the 90 overall every time. Unless, again, it's going to get rid of one of your cards like the previous problem. And just playing through all of these different Draft Champions rounds, that's exactly what's been happening. I'm really not deciding my team. My team is being decided for me just because there is a player that's significantly higher overall than the rest of the cards. Now, let's say you played your games, you won 4 in a row, you claimed your reward, and then what? What happens after that? Nothing. You just start over. It's like there's just no record, no recollection of the games that you played. It's like a one-night stand that lasted 4 games. I mean, it's like a little thing that I don't even know if like it would really get people to play it more, but just being able to see what your previous teams drafted were so you could like compare them or something. I don't know. Something that would just add more replay value, I suppose. HutDB used to have a thing where you would open packs and would give you like a score based on how good those players that you opened were. Maybe EA could give something to the person who drafted the best team every month. Maybe we should also include synergies on these cards and try to draft teams with synergies so that they could play even better. Maybe there could be like special rules. For example, no penalties, no icings, no offside, just no rules in general. Those type of rules really change the dynamic of the game. Back in, I think it was like NHL 17, it could have even been 16, I ran a tournament on Reddit just because I was looking to have some fun. I had a lot of coins to give away, so yeah, free coins to whoever won. And one of the tournament themes were everybody had to use the same color jersey, and I think you were using like the all-star team or whatever. So it was a bunch of like players. There was 10 players on the ice, and they're all wearing like, I think it was like bright blue jerseys. It was pretty chaotic and fun. Maybe that was a little bit too much, I don't know, but a lot of ideas here, and Draft Champions could be that experimental game mode, because we're not going to get it anywhere else, let me tell you. Maybe everybody has to play on the broadcast camera. That would be pretty crazy, because, I mean, unless you've been playing that your whole life, nobody's going to be good at it. So it would just be interesting to see, like, let's say the top players play on that and see what happens. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Draft Champions. Draft Champions could be going in so many different directions, but it's just not going anywhere right now. At least we have the play of the period to make up for it. Wow, what a save. Must have been some boring period. And that's why I was talking over it, so that you would focus more on what I was saying than the game itself. Or maybe it was interesting, I don't know. Anyways, what do you guys think that they could do to Draft Champions to improve it? What do you guys think of my ideas, my suggestions on how to improve it? Would any of that actually make you play Draft Champions more? Or would they just be wasting their time implementing some of those changes? But at the same time, the current Draft Champions that we do have in NHL 20, where if you win 3 or 4 games, you get a pack. Is that something that will make you guys play Draft Champions? Not all the time, but maybe at least from time to time. If you're pretty good at the game, a competitive person, maybe taking a break from all of your Hut Champs or competitive seasons to play some Draft Champs. Maybe you can just casually lay back and win a game while watching a movie or something. I don't know. Not that I want to spoil anything, but believe it or not, we are nearing the end of this game. So I'm going to leave you guys with that as this game finishes off. I'm going to see you guys in another video. So thanks for watching and enjoy the closeout.